Mm, mm. Let us. Let me. Let me do this. Uh, yo, yo, yo.
Give your projects a friendly jolt in Slack.
Oh my god, bro. Yo. Wait, somebody think I'm turn away. Turn away. Oh my god. I hope my power don't go out, bruh. I hope my power don't go out, bro. I hope my power don't go out, bro. Praying that my power don't go out, bro. Hello? Bruh. Dun, dun. Wait. Why does it do this every time? Wait. Bro. Hello? What the heck, bro? Are you serious? Yo. 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 Oh my god, man. Oh my god, bro. Dang, it's pouring hella crazy outside. Jesus. All right. Amen. I think that what we're gonna do today, work a little bit on some music, probably, maybe some art stuff, and then I'm gonna play some Fallout. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's the plan, bro, for today. Type it. That's what we gonna. That's what I feel like doing today. A little rainy, be a little more calm, bro. Can't do that else. Hello. Actually, you know what? We might just we might just do the art thing first, high key. Keep it a buck. Wait, how is this? Let me see if I can even put it up on here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Actually, I forgot where it was at. Hold on. Oh, Coach just released a new song. WW. You know what? Who am I kidding, bro? I just had the thing, bro. Let me copy and paste this. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Hold on. Where the heck is it at, bro? There we go. Okay. So you don't want to load up. I see. So you don't want to load up. I see. Okay. There we go. Let me do this. And then let me go down here. Why can I not skip any of these? Alright. I guess I just have to play this super low. Golly, bro. Jesus, man. Your boy really fell off, bro, huh? Golly. Alright, let me do this, bro. Jesus, man. I hope my power really don't cut off, bro. Damn! Golly. Are you serious? Alright, let me do this. Bada boop boop bop. Ski boo deep pop. And bam. Alright, man.
Hey everyone, if you've been following my work recently, you've probably seen that I've been
Bro,
having a lot of fun
with
making some low poly, hand-painted characters like the ones you see just now.
Bro, what is going on with
I've
my
always wanted
stuff,
to
bro?
do character work, but it's been one of the things that I've struggled with the most in 3D. But I've slowly been figuring out a style and workflow that I'm really enjoying, and I wanted to share a little bit of that in this video by making the character that you're seeing now. I'll be sharing a little bit of my process for modeling, UV unwrapping, and finally texturing the model. I won't be going into rigging in this video as that's something I'm still very much learning myself and don't feel totally comfortable with explaining just yet. But for now, let's head into Blender.
Oh my god, bro, what's going
I
on?
had started by drawing out this character idea and dragging it into Blender as an empty for reference. While it's not necessary, I do really recommend pulling together some references for whatever it is you want to model, or even drawing up something yourself, as it can really help visualize your idea and give you something to aim towards, especially if you're learning. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course, even just a little doodle can be a great starting point for your idea. Now, starting with the head, there are so many different ways you could go about this, but here I'm keeping things quite simple as I'm very much going for the head style of characters from Wind Waker, or going even further back to something like Mega Man Legends, where a lot of the facial features are drawn out in the texture rather than being modeled out. This keeps things pretty low poly, and it's just generally a style that I'm really fond of. I'm starting with a cube and adding a subdivision modifier to give us this nice spherical shape. I then apply that modifier before deleting half of our sphere shape and adding a mirror modifier. This just makes it super easy to edit our shape symmetrically, and I'll be doing a similar thing with the rest of the character. Quick note, if you're on a Blender version older than 4.0, your modifier menu might look a little bit different, but all the modifiers I use here still function the same. I make sure to check clipping here as well, as that will merge the points in the center and prevent us from pulling the shape apart. I then start to push and pull this shape around to try and match the reference and get a bit more of a human-like head shape. Using proportional editing by hitting O or clicking the button at the top there is really useful here.
I
Dang,
received
you hit me with an ad already,
degree
boy?
in educational technology from UT Rio Grande Valley, and it is something that continues to help and support me.
I mean, no disrespect.
It would have been good to have a side reference here also, but I'm just going on what looks good to me based on my experience. I'm also toggling X-ray on and off with Alt-Z, just so I can see my reference through the model. Here I'm pulling down some of the points at the front of the face before cutting out a simple nose shape with the knife tool. You'll see I'm also going for more anime style proportions with the quite tall forehead and the lower half of the face pushing out a little bit. Couple more adjustments and I'm pretty happy with how the head is looking.
Alright.
Moving on to the torso, I like to start with a cylinder, this one having just 8 sides.
Alright, hold on. Let me open up this real quick. Are you serious, bro? There we go. Actually, hold on. Let me open this up first so I can do this side by side, bro. Wait, why is it not opening up? Why is it not opening up? Oh my god. Why is this not opening up? Why is this not opening up? Are you serious? Why doesn't this want to open up, bruh? Well, actually, first I need to get a reference picture. Uh, oh my god, bruh. Bro, why is this not? Well, I don't think I was meant to stream today, bruh.
And once again, cutting it in half before adding a mirror to it. I then begin to flatten it out, and after adding some loop cuts, pulling in those points to help match our body shape. To begin the arms, I take the top two faces here and inset them with eye before right clicking and using the circle option within Loop Tools. If you don't have Loop Tools, it comes free with Blender and you just need to enable it in your preferences here. Highly recommend having it. I then pull this a little bit out to the side before deleting those middle faces. Extruding this out, I start to create the sleeve of the t-shirt, ensuring there's some extra loop cuts where the arm meets the body, as the extra geometry allows for better deformation if you were to animate this later on. And by extruding and scaling these top edges, I start to form the top of the torso going up into the neck. I'm also taking the time to move some of these vertices around to get a bit more of a natural body shape. There is a bit of trial and error, and I feel like this kind of sums up the low poly style. Because you have a lot less geometry to work with, you have to be a little bit more deliberate with how you shape things. And that's something I quite enjoy about this style. It's a bit of a fun problem-solving process, at least to me. For the arms, I'm simply scaling down and extruding out from our sleeve. To start forming the hand, I'm extruding out and scaling that a bit on the Y-axis, before extruding a couple more sections and then beginning to flatten out that shape a little bit.
Do all this, bruh?
I then start to round this out a bit to give us a more natural looking hand shape. You'll see I'm keeping things super simple and not modeling out each individual finger. Instead, we'll be creating that detail within the texture itself. Finally, I'm extruding this face out and down to form our thumb before adding a couple loop cuts to give it a bit more curvature. Once I finished adjusting things, I moved back to the arm and added a couple of loop cuts where the elbow would be. Like I mentioned before, when it comes to posing or animating, it's good to have a bit of extra geometry where those limbs would bend.
Oh, my bad. Son of a...
To start the legs, I'm adding a new cylinder, this one with just 6 sides. I then rotate it slightly so that the flat face is facing forward before adding a mirror modifier. I delete the top and bottom faces before beginning to shape these out into our legs. I'm extruding upwards and rotating a little bit to create a sort of V shape, and this will begin to form the crotch area. With clipping turned on in the mirror modifier, I'm extruding these top vertices and pushing them towards the center before filling in the shape. To do this quickly, you can just select the 2 edges you want to fill and hit F on your keyboard. You'll see me straightening out the top of the legs here, and the super quick way to do that is just by selecting all the points you want to straighten out and scaling it by 0 on the Z-axis, or X or Y depending on the orientation. After adding another loop cut, I'm pulling it out and down to begin to form the bottom of our shorts.
Whoa, the new iPhone 15 with that amazing
Ads,
camera.
bruh. I
Wish
mean,
my
get your
family
money,
had
man.
them.
Get
Zoe,
your money,
you're an
bruh.
action star. Take action!
Get your money, bruh.
After extruding up to create the waist, I'm slowly going around and carving out our shape a little bit to make it feel a lot less blocky. I begin to extrude out the top of the socks here before quickly moving back to the leg and adding in those extra loop cuts where the knee would be. I add a bit of curve to the leg before creating this triangular shape where the back of the leg bends. You don't have to do it this way, I just personally like how this deforms. And by pulling back that bottom edge, I'm creating a bit more of a natural calf shape. To begin our shoes, I'm first extruding out before pulling down to the heel. I take these front 3 faces and extrude them outwards to begin to form the rest of the foot. I'm deleting those stray faces at the bottom for now before joining up these 2 points at the sides and adding a few loop cuts to help shape this into more of a shoe.
I can't find a reference picture though.
Creating a horizontal loop cut, I straighten it out and pull it down to act as the sole of our shoe. I thought the shoes here were looking a little too big, so I'm just scaling them back a bit before taking these top 3 faces and extruding them up to create the tongue of the shoe. And finally I go back to fill in the base of the shoe. I wanted to then join up the legs to the torso, so after extruding another little section here, I joined the objects together with Ctrl J before merging these vertices together. A useful shortcut here is Shift R, which repeats your last action. So after I merged those first 2 points with M, I clicked on another 2 points and hit Shift R and it repeated that action. You'll see me then spending a bit more time just rounding out the body and giving it a little bit more shape so things don't feel too blocky. I switch to smooth shading every now and then. This just makes it easier to see if there's any problems or weird artifacts with the model. And then just quickly taking the time to rename these objects and keep everything a bit more organized. Before moving on, I went back to the arm and repeated what I did with the leg joint, before also doing a similar thing where the fingers would bend. Now, a great way to get started with hair if you've already got a head shape like this is by selecting a bunch of the faces, duplicating them, and then separating that into its own object with P. You can then take these new faces and inflate them out with Alt S, and scaling it this way just helps keep it aligned with the head shape. I start to carve out the back a little before coming around to the other side and extruding out what will become the side bangs of the hair. Then I just fill in some of the gaps here and add a few cuts until I get the shape that I'm after.
Actually, you know what? I probably would do this to be easier.
To add some thickness to the hair, I'm adding a solidify modifier and then just adjusting things some more so that the hair sits nice and flush with the head. For the hair bun, I'm simply taking a cube and subdividing it into a more rounder shape and then just rotating it into place. Last thing to add are the ears, which are simply just another cylinder that I have flattened out, rotated round, and made a slight adjustment to the shape. And with that, our model is almost complete. I just wanted to make a few final edits. This one isn't completely necessary, but I took some of the faces of the head underneath the hair and deleted them since we can't see them, and that just helps lower the poly count a little bit. I made sure to apply the solidify modifier on our hair. I had a weird issue where it made some faces in the middle, so I just had to delete them and make sure those center points were still merged. Before I applied the solidify modifier, I had only rim checked so that it didn't fill the faces on the inside. Once again, just to keep the poly count lower, but I did still have to manually fill in some of these faces that you could see from the side.
You trying to hit me with the sentimental stuff, bruh.
So we're ready to start UV unwrapping. and I'm going to be unwrapping the whole character onto one texture. You can separate things out into their own individual textures, that works as well, but I just wanted to keep things super simple for this. I'm sticking with a 1K texture, which is going to be high enough for us to get our details in, but since I'm putting everything onto the one texture, there is going to be a little bit of crunchiness, though that's something I quite like. A really useful thing here is if you open up the sidebar with N, under image you can change it to be a UV grid or a color grid. I personally like the color grid, but this will help us visualize our UVs on the model and make it really easy to see if there's anything we need to fix or adjust. Just make sure to change this back before you start texture painting, otherwise this grid will be embedded within the texture. You'll see I've created a new material and applied our image texture to it. I've set it to emission as I'm going for an unlit style, and I'm going to be drawing in some of the shadow details within the texture itself. A quick way there to apply the material to all the objects is to select all the objects you want, make sure the one with the material is selected last, then hit Ctrl L and link materials. Now, I don't want this to be a whole tutorial on UV unwrapping, as I'm by no means an expert myself, but a good rule of thumb is to mark your seams in places that aren't super obvious or where there are quite sharp corners. I'll also tend to separate out each individual part of the character, like separating the shoes from the socks and the legs, for example. That Shift R shortcut comes in handy here again, as if you've just marked a seam on an edge loop, you can select another and repeat that. If there are certain areas where I know there's going to be a distinct change in color, like the shadow on the underside of the arm, I may cut them out onto their own UVs to make things easier later on. You'll see I'm now selecting everything and unwrapping just to see how things are looking, and that's where having this UV color grid comes in really handy.
Well, this might be wraps.
As you can see, this also takes a little bit of trial and error, but since we're going to be doing some quite simple texturing, as long as there isn't any really obvious stretching going on anywhere, I wouldn't stress too much about it.
Hey, what is he doing? Alright, well that was a waste of time.
If you're happy with how your seams are looking, you can select everything and unwrap it onto the texture. I recommend bumping up the margin a little bit just to give a bit of extra space between the islands, and this will help stop any overlapping textures. Why is it so difficult
to find something?
Now, at this point, you'd be ready to start texture painting, but I like to take things one step further, and again, this isn't necessary, but I like to organize my UVs a little bit just so I can easily see at a glance where each part of the character is. So I'll tend to separate the clothes and the skin and the hair into their own little groups. One other thing I did here is I took the face and unwrapped it using Project from View. This will give me a flat front UV of our face and would make it a little easier to draw on the facial details later on. And after taking the time to do that, here's how my UVs ended up looking. Again, you don't need to do this, it's just if you like to keep things organized. And with all that done, it's time to start texture painting. I made sure to switch the image back from the UV grid so that we had a blank canvas to work on. I started in texture paint mode by creating a new palette and sampling colors from my reference image. You do this with Shift X now. It used to just be S in previous versions, so it's been a little weird to get used to. But just grabbing all these colors first and having them on hand makes things a bit quicker when we start painting. I begin to block out the main colors first using the fill tool, and I make a lot of use of the paint mask option, which allows you to only paint on the faces you have selected in edit mode. And you can toggle that on and off using the square button at the top there in texture paint mode. Before painting, I also really recommend to up that bleed value in the options. This adds a little extra padding to where you're filling in your colors, so you're less likely to see seams. You'll also see in edit mode, if you hit L while in face selection mode, you can select individual UV islands that you've cut out on the model. This just helps speed up the process a bit. Make sure to regularly save your image texture, as I believe Blender doesn't do this for you. You can do this quickly by hovering over the texture and hitting Alt-S. With the main colors blocked out, I began to fill out some of the obvious darker areas that I had already marked out in the UVs. And we're ready to start brush painting. One thing I like to enable first is the wireframe in the viewport overlays. I lower the opacity a bit, but this just makes it easy to see exactly where I'm painting on the model, since I'm doing this in an unlit style. I also like to change the brush fall off to this more rounded shape, as the default one is just a bit too soft. And I also turn off pen pressure next to strength, as I just want to be painting flat colors. I also tend to change back to solid view with flat lighting, as I find painting to be a little more responsive here than in material preview. From here now, I'm really just trying to match my reference as best as I can. And having that extra viewport in the bottom left there with the full view of the model comes in really handy, as I can easily see how my textures are looking from a distance. Another little useful thing here is turning off occlude and backface culling, which lets you paint through the model and helps with something like this where I know the line on the t-shirt is going to be the same on the other side. Just make sure to toggle it back on when you're done.
So the fun thing with the serpent is, how does a serpent talk? What? And not only that, but why is the serpent's punishment to crawl on its belly when that's what it does?
This whole tutorial almost done by the time I find something.
I make use of the stabilize option under the stroke menu. Helps a lot when drawing some of these line details. When you're getting into these sort of in-between areas, it can be helpful to turn off the visibility of the mirror, which you can do by hitting that little screen icon in the modifier. When it comes to this unlit style, you just have to be mindful of where the shadows would most likely be on the model and how you can paint them in to really sell that look. Because we don't have a lot of geometry to work with, we really have to create those details within the texture itself, which is a really fun process, but can take a little time to get things looking right. And this tends to be a bit of a back and forth between painting things in and taking a step back to see how it looks with the full model.
I don't want to use this one, but I think that's the closest one I can get to.
Here I thought the socks were sticking out a little too much and looked a bit weird with the texture, so I just scaled them in and rounded it out a bit. It's okay to make minor adjustments at this stage as long as you're not pulling things around too much. When it comes to the face, this is usually something I do in an outside program like Photoshop, as it offers a bit more control, but I wanted to try and keep things within Blender for this. And using X-ray here in front view helped me try and match those facial details to my reference. With the last bit of shadow on the underside of the hair, our character is complete. If you made it to the end, thanks so much for sticking around. I really hope you enjoyed seeing some of the process and hopefully you picked up a few tips along the way.
I definitely gonna have to run this back
I
again.
also
bro.
wanted to announce that I've opened up a membership over on my Ko-fi, where I'll be sharing some extra.
I'm gonna definitely have to run that back, bro. I can't even find a model to even base this off of anything, bro. This light is also killing my eyes, bro. I cannot find something that I want to model this off of, bro. I might have to do this later. Not gonna lie. At least until I can find something I can model. Yeah. At least. God. At least until I can find something I can model this off of, bruh. I can't find a single thing, man. Who would have known this is hard to do? I'm gonna have to run back this whole video though. This is crazy. This. Why can I not find anything, man? Why is it so hard to find something just for me to model after, bro? Golly, man. I ain't gonna never find anything that I like either. Oh. Wait, I think I found something. Oh wait, no. I think well no. Never mind. Bruh. Bruh. I just need something that look like the thing that I like his, bro. Why can I not wait, does he have like a hold on, let me see if he got does he got like a reference picture of his of this? Or no. Or no. Please say yes. No, he don't. That's unfortunate. I'm really gonna have to sit up here and oh my god. I don't want to use this one, but I don't think that I have no other choice here. Who knew this would be this difficult, bruh? Wait, I might use this one. Hold on. You know, it might. Hello? What the heck? Bro, why can I not find nothing, man?
Here are scientific crossroads that have symbolized the international tomorrow.
All these things don't even make sense, brother. I just want to find something real quick, like that's it, like that's all I want. I think I'll just do one just to practice on and then find the one that I actually want to do later. What the heck happened to my camera? Bruh. Alright, let me just take this one so we can at least just practice.
Now let's go around the world in 80 ways in space.
I'll do one just to practice on. Then I'll find the one that I really want to do. Actually, I don't think I want that one anymore. I'm so indecisive. Do they have one that he's just regularly standing though? Oh my god, this should not be this hard, bruh. This should not be this hard to find something, bruh. Someone please help me, type. Someone help me, please. I don't want this one. Dang, man. I might just give up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I just want something that's remotely close to what I would want to do, bro, but not exactly that, bro. Why is it hard just to find a reference picture, dog? I probably should have. You know what? No, I shouldn't probably have. We doing this live, bruh. Forget it, bro. Do they have a... They do not have. I just need a front-facing picture, bro. Is it that difficult to find, bro? Jesus, man. Do they have him in game though? Alright, I think I found one, but I don't know if it's gonna be the one I used though. Why is it to the side though? I think that's the best I'm gonna do. Do they not have one that he's just front facing, bro? Oh wait, y'all can't even see what I'm looking at. Hold on. Man, let me look this up, bro. Alright, I think I found one. Okay. I think we can finally start cooking. Why is this to the side though?
Why didn't you say this to me when I was alive?
I think we'll just take this one, bro. Alright, so apparently my thing don't want to work now. your boy really fell off, bro, huh? Did notifications even send, bro? Do I gotta restart the stream? Did notifications even send, bro? Wait, where do I leave this at? I thought I had a folder for this. Do this. I'm gonna have to rerun this whole video. What the heck, bro? Oh my god, bro. I might have to actually restart the stream, bruh. Cause my thing is, it's just going crazy. Why is it glitching like this, bruh? So now hold on a second, man. Alright, I think we're good. Bro. Yeah, man. This is why I don't do this streaming stuff, bruh. This is why I don't do this streaming stuff, bruh. This is why I don't do this streaming stuff, man. Freaking freak, man. Alright, let me see if I can at least open it. It's gonna blow up my shit, too. Are you serious, man? Alright. Bro. You know what? Alright, can I be seen now, bro? What the heck, bro? Every time I want to try something different. Alright, let me run this whole thing back. Let me run this whole thing back. Oh yeah. Wait, how do you add a reference again? Wait, hold on.
Well, it's not necessary. I do really recommend pulling.
Dude. Bro. Alright, you know what? Let me restart the stream, bro, because this is ridiculous. Ain't nobody here anyway, don't matter, bro. Why does this do this all the time, man?